That was a really, really energetic and great introduction. And actually, Martin took away all my questions that I wanted to ask the audience, because whenever I speak on stage, I usually ask who knows Seedrs, but he already did it for me. So today I came all the way down from Berlin, which is not that far away, to tell you a few stories about European fintechs and how they actually, in their fundraising, go beyond just raising capital. For all of you who have not raised your hand in the beginning, I will give you a quick recap of what Seedrs is. Seedrs is the most active in Europe equity crowdfunding platform. It's a platform when retail investors and professional investors can invest into startups with the investment tickets that start from as low as 10 euros. So everybody pretty much has an access to startup investment. In terms of the numbers, the company was founded in 2012. And since the beginning until now, we have done already 880 million in investment and have done 922 investment deals. So the scope is quite big, if you understand. In terms of the geographical distributions, investors from 75 different countries are eligible to invest on our platform into startups, and Poland is, of course, among those countries. And then in terms of investing into startups, we have invested into 20 different countries across Europe, startups from 20 different countries. And among them, there were 2 portfolio companies that we have are from Poland. They are Hyper Poland, maybe some of you know that company, and Ifneo. And there's one more company that is currently fundraising on the platform. It's called No Marine. They're building the underwater drone. A little more about kind of the platform and the company itself. So the way we operate, we do investment tickets starting from 100,000 euros up to 8 million. So even though we are called Seedrs, we do very different investments. We could do quite a kind of large-scale investment. And if you see here on the slide, the average investment that we do is about 720,000 euros at the moment. What's also interesting, we not only invest in the startups just ourselves, basically by pulling the crowd together, we usually invest into startups together with institutional investors, as 61% of the rounds that we do are done together in a syndicate with venture capitalists, family offices, angels, or angel syndicates. So we do kind of like to be very innovative in this space. We like to invest in fintech startups, but we ourselves are a fintech startup in a way. So we have these 3 interesting features or products that we have built that I would like to tell you about a little bit. The first one is the fully functioning and working secondary market. We were the first platform that actually were able to build a secondary market for private shares. Basically, all investors that have invested or will invest on Seedrs have access to early liquidity. If you buy a stock in a private company, you can actually sell your shares in a private company, provided that there is a buyer. This does not exist anywhere else yet, and this has proven to be a very, very interesting and very demanded feature, so to say. The second thing, which is quite curious, I believe, is called auto-invest. So when you invest in the startups, you can pretty much set certain criteria on the platform, tick the boxes, say, okay, I want to invest into Polish deals, this is the ticket size that I want to invest, and so on and so forth. And by this, you can pretty much automate the investment process by just clicking the things. And the last but not least, last year, we have launched the EIS 100 fund. It's an algorithmic fund that deploys algorithmically, automatically into 100 companies. So basically, investors, by investing in this fund once, get a market-wide rate of return that will be the fund will invest into 100 companies. It's being deployed at the moment. So basically, today, we are investing with a sector-agnostic company. We invest in the range of companies, and one of the biggest verticals for us is fintech. It's about 13% of our portfolio are fintech startups. So I brought to you 3 stories of fintech startups raising capital beyond capital, so to say. It's a story of customer engagement, a story of customer acquisition, and international expansion. So let's jump right into this. I hope everybody knows this company, right? Let's do the quick show of hands, as I like it. Who knows Revolut? Okay, cool. So Revolut did a part of their Series B on Cedars. They were raising their Series B. Series B was led by Index Ventures. It was 66 million US dollars, Series B. So they said, look, we want to give a part of our company to our community. We want to do the marketing. We want to do the customer acquisition with it. So what they did, they first ran what we call the pre-registration page. So they had this landing page where they were collecting interest from the people, from the crowd. They said, hey guys, would you like to invest in Revolut? And there were almost 40 million pounds pledged that were to be invested. And they saw, oh, wow, there is quite a lot of interest from the people, from retail investors to invest. So what they did, they were really, really smart marketing guys. At that time, they were coming up with their premium card. They had basically their free product, free card, and they came out to the market with a premium card that cost some money. So what they did, they said, look, we're going to open the funding round only to the people that have the premium card. We're going to open the round only first for these guys, and then if there is still space left, we're going to open it up for everybody else. So by this way, they created this fear of missing out and were able to convert quite a lot of their non-paying customers to the paying customers. In the end, the round was really successful. They get funded in 3 days, 3.8 million pounds from more than 2,000 investors. Quite an impressive story. The second story is the story of Bucks. It's the investment and trading app or platform from the Netherlands. Anybody here knows Bucks? Not a lot of people. So this is quite a big app, big company. So what they did, they wanted to get international exposure and they wanted to get international investors on board. Not only that, what we did with these guys, when they were running a financing round, we had a seamless integrated KYC with the app. So basically, all the investors that were already KYC'd through Bucks, they could invest in their campaign, in the company, without being KYC'd twice through us. So it was quite a very interesting way to give access to your users, to your customers already, to investment basically into your company without having to without making them going through a tough and hard process of like the KYC and all that kind of stuff. And in the end, they had quite a successful round, 1.4 million collected from more than 2,000 people again. And they went really heavy on the marketing in the UK and other countries. We did run, for example, tube ads and lots of ads in the UK, and they were able to raise quite a lot of interest and quite a lot of new consumers for the app from the UK market. The last case, it's a smaller case, but it's a CE case because we are Impact CE conference, so I decided, look, I'm going to take one of the CE cases with me as well. It's a Neo Finance. It's a P2P lending platform from Lithuania. They are the largest P2P lending platform in the region in the Baltic region. So what these guys did, they did a small round with us last year. It was relatively small. I call like 200,000, so relatively small round. They mainly did the round, they kind of placed it in front of their lenders, their customers of the platform. But why they did a round with us, they saw it as a kind of opportunities to test the waters, to try it out, because they were preparing for the IPO later on. And they said, okay, let's do a crowd round now to see how it is to actually put our investment opportunity in front of multiple investors, how it is to communicate to them, so on and so forth. They had a successful round, and they decided to go on with an IPO. The IPO actually this year, in August, they are traded on NASDAQ. So it's quite a story. It's a small company that is small IPO, but still a very interesting way to use crowdfunding to kind of test the waters, to go on and on. So this will be pretty much it. I mean, we only have 10 minutes here to talk, not a lot of things, but I hope that I was able to give you a few stories and to kind of maybe hopefully shift a little bit your perspective on startup fundraising and fundraising for fintech businesses, that it can, in many, many cases, can go way beyond just raising the capital. Thank you very much.